Center. So tonight's topic is using your house as a wealth creation tool. And I'm actually in my office tonight, and it's a pretty spectacular place. You can see that's the fireplace mantle, and I'm just hanging out tonight, working late. This wealth creation tool and your home is a really interesting concept. And the reason why it is because you'll find that in the last couple of years, your home is really appreciated in value. And you might find yourself sitting on equity there that's not doing much. So for example, I just did some quick math. Let's just say your house is worth $600,000. And the balance on your mortgage is only about $300,000. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for joining us tonight. You've got about $180,000 in equity that you can do. So let me just repeat that. So let's just say your house is worth $600,000. What we can do is you can actually access up to 80% of the value of your house. So if I just take the value of your house, 600,000, multiply that by 80%, I get 480,000. And if you have a balance on your mortgage of 300,000, you've got about 180,000 in equity that's sitting there not doing much. So well, here are some of the suggestions that you can do with this equity. If you've ever thought about purchasing a rental property, now is the time to do that. And you can actually use a line of credit for the down payment on a rental property. And what's really neat about that, and this is the line of credit on your primary residence, the interest on that line of credit is tax deductible. And the reason why it is whenever you redeploy the equity in your house for real estate or non-RSP investments, the interest is tax deductible. Obviously, you want to make sure you do all the right things and have the tracking and the paperwork ready so that when your accountant says, how can we help you? You can present that line of credit statement and let them know that you purchased that, use that line of credit to buy an investment property. So that's one way where you can create wealth with the equity in your house, using a secured line of credit, redeploying that equity. Hi, Mike. Thanks for watching tonight. Redeploying that equity and then purchasing another property in a rental. We have helped hundreds of people do this with tremendous success. And one of the really neat things about working with our office is other properties. So myself, I'm a real estate investor, and so I can share with you some of the tips that I've learned. So that's one way that you can redeploy that equity that you have in your primary residence. A lot of people right now are thinking about buying cottages. And so that's another excellent way of redeploying that equity to purchase another property. Now, I don't know, I think it'd be a bit of a gray area, but your accountant might tell you that you cannot use a line of credit and write it off if you are not renting out your cottage. So great way, again, to redeploy the equity in your house. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for watching tonight. Using your line of credit to purchase a cottage. The really neat thing about buying a cottage, I should let you know this, is you don't actually need to have 20% down. So if you have great credit, good income stability, you can probably get away with buying a cottage with less than 20% down. Now, it's not specific to any lender. What it is it's actually a program that's offered by the default insurers. So again, one of the other ways to kind of create wealth with the equity in your primary residence is to purchase other investment properties and purchase a cottage. Another really interesting thing, and we're helping a few people do this right now, is if your child will be going to college or university. I mean, it's a little bit late right now for September, but they may be living on campus for first year, or maybe they don't want to live on campus because of the pandemic. So we have helped many people who purchase an investment property, and that property would be for their son or daughter to live in while in college or university. I can tell you just from my own experience, I went to the University of Guelph, and my parents actually had the financial means to purchase a townhouse, but we never actually thought about it. So I'm looking back at this now. I'm 48 years old, and I went to the university for 4 years for an undergrad, and then another 3 years for graduate school. And My poor parents spent a lot of money in rent, and I did as well. So again, what we're talking about tonight is how to use the equity in your primary residence as a productive way to create wealth. And we've covered using a line of credit, accessing a line of credit, possibly purchasing a rental property. Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Purchasing a rental property through that line of credit. We do lines of credit here all the time at the Mortgage Center. Another wealth creation tool would be using that equity in your house to purchase a cottage. Keep in mind that you don't actually have to have 20% down to purchase a cottage like you do a rental property. One of the third ways to do this also is if your son or daughter is thinking about going to college or university and they don't want to live on campus, and there's lots of reasons why they don't want to do that now, especially with another fourth wave looming, you could purchase possibly a condo using the equity in your primary residence, or a townhouse, and then your son or daughter can rent it to some of their friends, and that could be a wealth creation tool. And then finally, I wanted to mention this to you, and I mean, this is where a financial planner comes to line, and I mean, we've worked with a ton of great financial planners here at the Mortgage Center, and we can recommend somebody to you. But if you're using a line of credit or the equity in your house and you're redeploying it to like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, I know right now I'm investing in electronic ETFs, I think, and they're doing quite well, actually. I think I'm getting 7 or 8%. The interest on that line of credit is tax deductible. So you could invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, any kind of investment. My husband and I, for example, have invested quite a bit of our own equity in our house into a business that he has. So again, the interest on that would be tax deductible. So lots of great things. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight. Let me just wrap up by saying we love helping people, and I want to just go one more time through this for all those people who have joined us really late tonight. So tonight what we're talking about, just to wrap up, and we're going to get this all done for you quickly and easily. So tonight what we're talking about is how to use the equity in your home and redeploying it to create wealth. Summary. You can use the line of credit to purchase other real estate investments. Remember, you need to have 20% as a down payment. We've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people do this. The second way you can create wealth through the equity in your primary residence is you can purchase a cottage, right? I know that's on a lot of people's minds right now. I think there'll be a glut of cottages next year when people realize it's not as easy to take care of as going to a hotel. So there might be an opportunity there for next year. Just saying. If you have children that are going to college or university, and again, just being proactive and thinking about the future is really important. So maybe your kids don't want to live on campus because of the pandemic, and they're thinking about, I'd like to, do something for my children, and I don't want them to live on campus. So you can purchase a home for them to live at while in college or university. That's really interesting. And that's also another program that's offered by the default insurers where you don't have to have the 20% down. And then the last thing I wanted to mention to you is, maybe redeploying that equity that you have in your house to invest in stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, or even possibly a business. Oh, that's another really great opportunity. If you're looking at a career change, what other better way to use the equity in your house to invest in your own business? So that's it for me tonight. We love helping people. I have been in this business for almost 20 years. I think I've done 11,000 mortgages. It's a wonderful job. It's a wonderful privilege to be able to help people realize their home ownership goals and their wealth creation goals. If you want to book an appointment with me, you can just check me out at my website at skipthebank.ca. That's skipthebank.ca, and you can schedule a 15-minute telephone consultation or just message me through Facebook. Thanks so much for joining me tonight at my office. And we are actually not meeting. I have not met a person in physical person since February 2020. We have had a great year because we're meeting people online and also collecting information virtually in a secure way. So love to chat with you. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great night.